Hello, my name is Olivia Darley, and I am a student physical therapist at Thomas Jefferson University, and I'm here to talk to you about your home exercise program for your baby with torticollis. If your baby has limited right rotation, which is looking to their right, and they prefer to look to their left, the one thing you can do is work on stretching that at home. So one way to do that is with the cuddle stretch. So you take your baby and you place them so that they are facing your chest. You want them to look to their right in this position. So you want to place toys or anything to draw their attention that way. And now you can do this standing, but seated can allow you to get a little better stretch and allow you to use both hands. So you just rest your baby on your lap. And once they're looking to their right, support them against your chest. Now, once they're in this position, you'll use one hand at their shoulders to prevent them from lifting their shoulder or turning their body. You want them just turning their head. Then you take the other hand, you just gently apply pressure to help turn their head a little more. So I'm going to turn my hand so you can see, just gently applying pressure to turn their head more. Now, with babies, they can look past their shoulder. That is totally normal range of motion. So you can compare to the other side if you're concerned about how far to push. But if your baby has tightness, they may not get that far. And you want to hold this position for at least 30 seconds. Now, if your baby can't tolerate the additional pressure, you can start by just supporting them against your chest, having them look that way without the added pressure at the head. But that would be something you want to add when they can tolerate it. Now, this is also a good position to encourage naps in if you do contact naps. So just trying to get your baby into a comfortable position against you looking to their right. And once the baby is asleep, you may even be able to get a little more of a stretch in. But that is one way to stretch into right rotation. So another way to stretch your baby into right rotation is by placing them flat on their back. This can be on the floor or a mat. And again, putting toys on their right side so that they look to their right. And once their attention is to the right, you simply stabilize at their left shoulder to prevent them from lifting and rolling. And then apply a gentle pressure to the side of their head to increase the amount that they are looking. You want to avoid pushing down on the jaw or too hard on the ear. You just want a gentle hand on the side of their head. You again hold for about 30 seconds. Some children may tolerate this, some may prefer to be held for this stretch. So it is based on your child. If your baby has a left tilt, that means that their left ear is towards their left shoulder, like this, and that's their resting head position. That may be caused by some tightness in the left side of their neck. So what you want to do is stretch that side of their neck. So one way to do that is by tilting your baby's body towards the left. Now you're going to take your right hand and you're going to snake it through their legs and place it on their left shoulder. Now you're going to want to pin that shoulder, so you want to prevent it from shrugging up, and so you're going to kind of hold it down slightly. Now you're going to take your left hand and very gently apply a pressure to the left side of your baby's head and push them into a right side bend. So you're bringing their right ear towards their right shoulder. Now this is going to stretch out the left side of your baby's neck. You want to go until you feel just a slight resistance. And then you want to hold there for about 30 seconds or as long as your baby can tolerate. Now, this is a hard position and some babies can't tolerate this as well as others. It does tend to get better as the baby gets more exposure to it. But if your baby can't tolerate this position, you can relax the stretch a little bit and let the baby just rest on your forearm, still keeping your other hand underneath, pinning that shoulder down. And you're just more gently stretching in this position, just slightly lifting the baby's head so that their ear is going slightly towards their shoulder. And this is a position you can encourage a nap in if you do contact naps. Some babies are able to fall asleep in this position. Again, once they are asleep, you can get a little more of a stretch in. But that is one way to help with a baby with a left tilt. Another way to stretch your baby into right side bend if your baby has a left tilt is by having them lay flat on their back on the floor on a mat, and you'll take your right hand and you will hold the baby's left shoulder. So again, pinning it down so it doesn't shrug up. Then you will take your left hand and gently cup the baby's head to bring their right ear towards their right shoulder so that you are stretching out that left side of the baby's neck. Now you're going to want to hold for about 30 seconds once you feel resistance. And that is another way that you can stretch if your baby has a left tilt. So in addition to stretching them to the right, you want to also encourage your child to actively look to the right throughout the day, especially if they prefer to look to the left. So one way you can do that is putting your child in sitting. Now, depending on their sitting balance, you can either leave them sitting on the floor by themselves or on your lap, more supported if they need more assistance to sit. And you want to hold their shoulders, mostly their left shoulder, to prevent them from turning their body when you're encouraging them to look. You want them just turning their head. So you hold their body, and then you take a high value toy and you put it in their view, and you gradually turn it to the right to encourage the child to follow the toy and look to the right. Now, once you get to where the child can't turn any farther, you want to hold the toy there to encourage them to keep their head as turned as possible for a few seconds. If they can hold it for 10 seconds or longer, that's great. Not every child will be able to hold it that long. Some will just be able to look and then pop right back because of the tightness in their neck and the decreased strength in their neck. So it's something you can keep working on to encourage them to continue looking to the right and holding that actively, again, wanting to make sure they're not turning their body, just turning their neck. Now you can do this in sitting. If you have an older child who likes to stand, you can do it in standing. Again, just making sure you're holding their body and not letting their body turn. If you have a younger child, you can lay them down and place toys to their right so that they are looking to their right. It's a good thing to do when the baby's in tummy time or laying on their back. Just put their toys on their right side so that they are looking to the right throughout the day. For your baby with a left head tilt, you can also work on strengthening the right side of your baby's neck. So one way you can do this is by a weight shift. So what you're going to do is you can have the baby sitting on your lap, or you can do this standing, and you're going to lean the baby's body towards the left side. So you can support them under their arm. If you have a younger baby who needs more support, you can give them more support. And then you are going to look that they are lifting their head. So you don't want their left ear resting on their left shoulder. You want them lifting their head towards the right, and you want them looking straight forward. So place toys in front or go in front of a mirror, something to keep their attention straight ahead so that they're not turning their head and looking all around. And then again, you want them lifting their head to get their right ear as close to their right shoulder as possible. And you can hold this for around 30 seconds or longer or shorter depending on your child's ability to hold their head up. And then you can give them breaks by going back up, and then you can go back into it. But a very good way to strengthen the right side of their neck and help with midline positioning of their head.